So let's check the cuttings from last week and see if we've got any roots. We have the Sarah Draco in here. We've got new growth, that's for sure. And it looks like flowers as well, which is interesting. But we don't have no roots just yet on this one. This is the Sarah cutting that I took as well. And then I put a red spotted begonia cutting in here. But look, the Sarah had already some roots, and there's roots in this one more than when I put it in here. And the red spotted begonia doesn't have any roots just yet, but very soon it will. And it doesn't have a note on it. It was just the stem that ended up falling off of the plant. So I just stuck it in the prop water. And then this guy here, it's very humid in this one. All right. Oh, wow. We've got a new leaf. Is that a new leaf coming in? Yep, a new leaf is coming in here, and there's a bunch of roots on the stem, which is interesting to see. And we've got a bunch of roots in here. Hold on, I gotta show you this because this is crazy. Look at this. Can you see all those roots in there? There's so many roots. All right, now let's check this Julao because it started failing on me. And we're gonna see now what it's looking like. Well, it's definitely struggling. I shouldn't even be opening this, but we have to check. Old leaves that have fallen off, garbage, and there's also some mold on it. But the one leaf on the top has survived ever since chopping it and putting it in the dome. I think we've got some new growth coming in. Can you see? That's great news because I thought I lost this plant and I would have been so upset if I did. I don't see any roots just yet, but I've got hope for her. We're gonna keep sending her some prayers and some kisses and hope that she does great. That is definitely a new leaf coming. Once I see that new leaf come in, I'm gonna be so much more happier about this plant because right now I'm not. And then I have the nub of where I cut her that is still alive and doing her thing. All right, and then last but not least, I really need to get the name of these begonias. All right, we have this girl here who I put in soil at first and was declining very fast, but look, we've got a new leaf coming in. There's a new leaf coming in. Let's see these roots. I thought the roots would be a lot more out and ready to show out, but no crazy roots from this one. So what I think I'm gonna do next, and they were both put in water at the same time, and this guy has crazy amount of roots compared to this girl. So we're gonna put this one in fluval stratum and perlite, and then we're gonna pot this guy up. I'm gonna put this one in here just in case for right now. I don't want any wilting. This one we're gonna pot up real quick. I am noticing that with my substrate, it's drying out a little bit too fast than I would like. It's just barely making it by the time I do my next watering. And so I'm thinking that I need to add more moss in my mix. Let me see. So I've got this moss in this little cup. I'm just gonna make a cute little mix for this guy. In my mix, I have Fox Farm soil. I have Leca now, perlite, like number 4, and then like the gritty one. I've got some moss, I've got some cocoa, I've got some charcoal. So I have a pretty good mix of everything in here, but I feel like it still needs a little bit more moss, just so it doesn't dry out as fast. You want more moss? You also don't want it to retain too much moisture. I'm gonna take a 3-ounce cup and fill the bottom with a little bit of soil. We're going to remove, oh my gosh, hold on, I gotta tear the plastic because I don't want to rip any roots. Wow, look at the amount of roots that are in there. I'm just wondering if I should split this in two because both stems have so many roots. I think I am. Shears, check. Alcohol spray, check. And then of course, we're gonna have our prop drops at hand, just so that way we can encourage more growth in the roots. So we're gonna spray, we're going to chop right down the middle. And they both have to give. Both of them have nice roots. One is gonna be grown a little funny and to the side, but it'll figure its way out. I'm wondering if we should put one of them in fluval stratum and perlite first to see which one gives better, and just do a little bit of experimenting, because I just feel that when you propagate in water, the roots are very delicate and still very sensitive. And so when you go to transition something from water into soil, sometimes it can not do well in the transfer. So I'm just wondering if I should do this one in fluval and perlite. And I think I'm going to. Right, and here I have fluval and perlite. Fill up the bottom, take the cutting, put them inside. Now, of course, I've got my water. I only have a little bit of water in here. Of course, our prop drops. Do a couple drops in there. And this is to encourage more root growth. Shake and water. Now, for the fluval stratum and perlite, you want to keep a good eye on it that it does not dry out. Supposedly, that if you let fluval stratum dry out with a cutting in it, it sucks up all the moisture from the plant. So we don't want that. Wish them luck. Let's pay attention. This is what we're looking like. Cutesies. So I made my tags. I put the chop date and I also put the transfer date. And we're gonna see how they do. And I'm gonna put them, this is the issue with this. I wanna see fairly how they grow in the same place. And I don't really have any more space for propagation. All right, they're just gonna have to go in the bottom floor of the tank.